We're watching training camp. Brock Purdy's doing well. Mac Jones is doing well. There's a lot of things to be encouraged about. But there is one big issue going on right now. Dad, what would you say the Niners' biggest trouble is right now?
Let's give it a title. The title would be The Trouble with the 49ers.
I like that.
Okay. We both know what we're thinking. Why don't you say what it is?
Well, what happens is there'll be a practice and you'll be focused on all the plays, and then one person will like limp off the field. And the Niners eventually will say, oh, so-and-so pulled their hamstring, but it's not serious. They'll be back soon. And it's like, okay, it's football, happens. And then the next day, it's someone else. And then the next day, it's someone else. And now we're 6 days in, and they've had a lot of injuries, and most of them are soft tissue, calf, hamstring.
Okay. I'm not covering the league anymore, and I'm not covering any other team. So I don't know if what the Niners are experiencing is normal or abnormal.
The Bills are experiencing something similar, but it's essentially abnormal.
I say it's abnormal, and I would add alarming.
Yes.
I would add alarming. So, let's be frank.
Listen.
Iggy, I want to do it two ways. First-round draft picks who have injuries, and then current players who have injuries.
Sure.
So, first-round draft picks, there's the defensive lineman. What's his name? Who hasn't been playing?
Michael Williams, this year's first-round pick, 11th pick in the draft.
And he's a hell of a player, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we don't know, but yes.
He gives the signs that he might be a hell of a player. We don't know.
Yes.
Pearsall won't be a hell of a player. He won't. But he could be a dependable player, a valuable player. They're both not currently, neither one worked out today, right?
Neither one.
Okay. And in their past, Javon Kinlaw, they got him, and he had knee issues that were known.
And he often couldn't practice, particularly in training camp with the Niners.
Yeah. So you'd have to say, I'm going to come back to the adjective alarming. Why do they do that? Why do they go after people so high up who have question marks about them and who turn out to be in and out players?
Yeah, I mean, with Pearsall, he was at the end of round one, so it's like it's not as big of a risk as Michael Williams, but he had hamstring injuries in college. And then with Michael Williams, he didn't hurt his knee or anything like that, but he played on an ankle injury all of last year, and he said it affected him at the combine and his pro day. It's like more than 6 months of an ankle injury affecting him. And the Niners drafted him anyway. I guess they thought it wasn't that serious or it was behind him, and now it's here again. So like they constantly keep thinking that injury issues, a guy who's injured when they come to the team will just healthy up or something.
Yeah, now we don't know if it's the same ankle. So he appears to have sustained the same injury again, but we got to be careful in how we phrase it. It's disturbing. Now, let's talk about, forget first-round picks, all the players who are hurt and really not practicing a lot right now.
Yeah.
Can you go, and let's count them.
Well, yeah. Jawan Jennings has a calf injury. And when they say calf, it sometimes means Achilles. They haven't given us any indication. He hasn't been at camp practice the last 2 days, like not even standing there.
One.
Lenore wasn't there today. They didn't say why. We asked someone with the team, and they said, I don't know.
That's two.
Yetur Gross-Matos, who's supposed to be one of their important defensive linemen, has a knee injury and hasn't practiced at all offseason.
That's three.
Jacob Cowing pulled his hamstring. He's out.
That's four.
Brandon Ayuk's been out.
That's five. How about Pearsall?
Pearsall's out. I mean, Pearsall missed the first 3 days, missed all of OTAs and minicamp, missed the first 3 days. They said it's okay. He came back day 4, had a full practice. Day 5 out there again, stopped practicing halfway through. The Niners didn't say why. I saw him standing there. And then today he wasn't out there. And they say it was a rest day. So he's been resting for the last day and a half.
I'm going to put him on injured for Lowell Cohn list. I'm going to put him on injured. That's 6. Is there anyone? Well, is there anyone I'm missing? Did
Um,
Lenore? Did we do Lenore?
we did Lenore. That's all that I can think of right now, but I'm sure there's more.
Iggy, that's pretty serious. The
Yeah.
first round draft choice who's supposed to really solidify.
Renardo Green, the number 2 cornerback. He's really important. Starting cornerback, hamstring.
7.
7.
So these are 7 really important players, Iggy.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Now, I want to say, I assume that the Niners have the best doctors and the best trainers. I'm making that assumption, and I'm not in a position to say anything else. I assume they have the best. There's a lot of calf injuries and a lot of hamstrings. As you know, I used to run. You know how to warm up a hamstring, Iggy. It's been known.
Yeah.
You start out, you do some jogging, then you do your stretching, and then you do wind sprints. You start at maybe 50% and you work up till you're at 90 and 100% for a few of them. And you can feel that your hamstrings are hot. They're ready. They're ready to go. I assume these people know that. I mean, this is high school stuff, Iggy. I assume that the players know how to warm up, but they keep getting these calf, ankle, and hamstring pulls or whatever they are. I don't understand it. I don't. I'm baffled by it. But it's not your problem. It's not my problem. It's the 49ers problem, and they haven't figured it out.
Yeah, and what's so interesting is they were telling themselves they're going to have a different year, a good year this year, because they're going to take training camp more seriously, and everyone's going to be there, and they're going to get so much out of this time. And they're trying to. They're putting their best effort out there, but they're all getting hurt, and now it seems like they're not getting the benefit that they were hoping to get from this time. I mean, this has been sort of hasn't been that much a successful first week. They've lost 7 players in 6 days. 6 players in 6 days. Ayuk was already out.
And then people could say, well, it gives other players a chance to show what they can do. Baloney. You want your best players playing. You don't want the other guys. You want to get the best players ready for the season. So please don't say that in the comments because it's baloney.
And what's crazy about these last 2 first-round picks, so they took Mykel Williams over this offensive tackle named Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons fell to the end of round 1. A lot of he was hurt. He had a torn patella tendon, and a lot of people felt, man, if he hadn't torn his patella tendon, he would have been the number 1 offensive tackle taken a top 5 pick. He's really special, but that's a serious injury. And the Niners felt he was too much of a risk. So they took Mykel Williams, who had an ankle injury. Doesn't sound as bad as a patella tendon. Thing is, guess who's kicking ass in Kansas City right now in training camp? Josh Simmons. Day after day, putting out highlights, like throwing people to the ground. He looks like Trent Williams, like young Trent Williams. And Mykel Williams, he's had some moments, but he's hurt again. That's a gut punch. And then Ricky Pearsall, remember, for a minute, we thought the Niners were going to take Cooper DeJean. They didn't. They took Ricky Pearsall. Cooper DeJean just got voted by his peers, the players in the league, as one of the top 100 players in the league recently.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
I want to come back to the injuries. We don't know if Pearsall is gravely injured, but if he were all right, I would think he'd be practicing more.
Yeah.
I mean, they really need him.
Yeah.
And they need him to be a guy who's not in and out. They need him to be a guy who's in day after day. And the fact that he doesn't seem to be in day after day troubles me. And I'm not even involved.
Yeah. It's not like he's some 32-year-old wide receiver who has 5,000-yard seasons under his belt and he just needs to get to Sunday. Like, he needs to develop, and he can't do that. We interviewed Clay Kubiak, the de facto offensive coordinator, this morning. Someone asked him about Ricky Pearsall, and he used this coach speak phrase like 17 times. He's like, Ricky, he can do it all. He just needs to stack days. For him, it's just all about stacking days, which just means being there day after day. And it's funny, he said that at 9:30 in the morning, unbeknownst to us, that Ricky would not stack another day. We thought he'd be stacking days, but he didn't stack one today. So I guess he knew.
Iggy, I'm going to give a synonym to stacking days. Be a football player.
There's that. Because if you're
Football
not,
players,
then you're just like a rehabilitator.
yeah, a football player plays.
Yeah.
Right? A
Yeah.
football player plays more than he doesn't play or than he rehabilitates.
Yes.
So stacking days means, can we count on him? He just needs to be a football player. Well, I agree. I agree. He needs to be a football player. Be out there every day.
Yeah. So same with Michael Williams.
And Iggy, isn't tomorrow an off day?
Yes, it is.
So he will.
Why would you
give
Ricky Pearsall a rest day the day before a rest day? That's what I don't understand.
And they gave him a half a rest day the day before.
See, something's not adding up.
Something's not adding up. So that's 2.5 rest days in all. Yeah. I'm an old man. I need rest days. I need an afternoon nap, but he doesn't. No. So, Iggy, I find it, alarming. Yeah. And I don't think we're getting the full story. Let me rephrase it before you say something. It appears we may not be getting the full story.
Yeah, I don't think we are. King Drizzy says, I mean, what the hell does the conditioning team do?
I don't know, but it seems to me that the players ought to know themselves how to warm up a hamstring. I did when I was 16 years old.
It seems to me that like 20 years ago with the double days, football players, like what they had to worry about was the concussions and the head-to-head collisions over and over again. Now it's about like you're condensing all of that into 90 minutes. It's about how many people are going to pull hamstrings in that day because you're doing a full 2 a day in an hour and a half.
I think they were lucky better when they had 2 a days.
Sign Brian Allen.